Okay, Norman, if I can go to you, and you're an expert on this. You wrote a book called Beyond Chutzpah on the misuses of anti-Semitism and the abuse of history. Would you agree with what Charles had to say about what anti-Semitism is today and how pervasive it is?
Well, the important facts about the new anti-Semitism, as it's called, is that it's neither new, nor does it have anything to do with anti-Semitism. Every time Israel faces a public relations debacle or comes under international pressure to settle the conflict with the Palestinians diplomatically, they allege that there's a new anti-Semitism. So in the 1970s, the head of the Anti-Defamation League, Arnold Forster, he wrote a book. The title was The New Anti-Semitism. In the 1980s, the then head of the Anti-Defamation League, Nathan Perlmutter, he wrote a book called The Real Anti-Semitism, in which he said there was a new anti-Semitism. In the early 2000s, when Israel came under international pressure because of the repression of the Palestinians during the Second Intifada, there was again a whole slew of books entitled The New Anti-Semitism. The head of the ADL now, the Anti-Defamation League, Abraham Foxman, he wrote a book called Never Again, The New Anti-Semitism. And after Israel's massacre in Gaza and the bloodbath in the Mavi Marmara, the Freedom Flotilla, once again we're hearing these claims about a new anti-Semitism, and we're seeing that this vast production of books, many of them running to about 1,000 pages, alleging a new anti-Semitism. The purpose of this is pretty straightforward. First of all, to turn the perpetrator, namely Israel, into the victim of anti-Semitism, and secondly, to discredit all of Israel's critics as being anti-Semitic. So as the very centrist Israeli columnist Yoel Marcus, he put it a few weeks ago in Haaretz newspaper, he said, if patriotism is the last refuge of scoundrels, then anti-Semitism is the last refuge of occupiers. Israel is an occupier, and it uses anti-Semitism in order to discredit critics of the occupation.